Exclusive, inside Yu Long and Yang Mai's secret honeymoon, luxury, love, and a moment that changed everything. They had just made history. With a wedding that captured hearts worldwide, Yu Long and Yang Mai walked away from the cameras, the lights, the headlines, and disappeared. No updates. No selfies. No appearances. Just silence. Until now. Because last night, the first real glimpses of their private, once-in-a-lifetime honeymoon finally surfaced, and what the world saw has left everyone breathless. This wasn't just a honeymoon. It was a journey into the quiet, sacred world of two people deeply in love. Water wave, a vanishing act. And a mystery. Days after their fairytale wedding, fans expected at least a social media post, a heart emoji, a blurry ocean view, a hand-holding moment. Instead, there was nothing. For almost 2 full weeks, the newlyweds vanished from the public eye. Rumors flew wildly. They're in Paris. They escaped to the Alps. They're hiding in Japan's countryside with no Wi-Fi. But now, we finally know the truth. They had secretly jetted off to a private island resort in the Maldives, so exclusive that guests arrive via seaplane and sign confidentiality agreements on arrival. Only the ocean, the stars, and each other knew they were there. Airplane hashed the arrival from celebrity to silence. According to a staff member at the resort, Yu Long and Yang Mai arrived at sunset. He held her hand tightly as they descended the seaplane. She wore a wide-brimmed hat, an oversized white shirt, and no makeup. He wore linen trousers and carried both of their bags himself. When the resort manager tried to greet them formally, Yu simply smiled and said, "No special treatment. We're not actors here. Just husband and wife." They were escorted to Villa 07, a luxury bungalow floating above crystal blue water, with floor-to-ceiling windows, an open-air bathtub, and a private infinity pool that looked out to the endless sea. For the next 14 days, they barely left that villa. Revolving Hearts mornings in paradise. Each morning, staff delivered breakfast on a floating tray to their private pool. Fresh mango slices. Warm pastries. Coconut yogurt with pomegranate seeds. And handwritten love notes tucked into the napkins, later revealed to be written by Yu himself. One morning, Yang Mai was seen standing at the edge of the deck, cradling her baby bump, while Yu photographed her in the soft sunrise light. She laughed as he gave her directions like a director. "Turn a little, no, softer eyes. You're the sunrise now." Palm tree days without distractions. They swam in the sea together. They napped in hammocks. They fed stingrays by moonlight. They danced barefoot under palm trees. One source claims they turned off all phones except one emergency line and didn't check it once. Instead, they read books aloud to each other, played chess, and took turns cooking small island meals using resort garden herbs. A staff member who delivered towels to their villa said, "It was so quiet. Not awkward silence, but peaceful. They didn't need to speak to feel full. Movie camera moments captured just for them." Though they stayed offline, sources confirm the couple hired a private cinematic honeymoon documentarian not for fans, but for themselves. A quiet woman with a handheld camera was seen filming them during a picnic on a secluded sandbar, complete with candles and Persian rugs. A sunset yoga session where Mai fell asleep mid-meditation. A midnight swim in glowing blue plankton, bioluminescence lighting up around their bodies like stardust. The footage is said to be edited into a short film called Just Us, a personal anniversary gift Yu Long is planning for next year. Love letters in the sand. Every night, Yu reportedly left a small note on Mai's pillow. One evening, she found a seashell beside a torn piece of paper that read, "You are not just my wife. You're the peace I prayed for before I knew your name." She cried. He held her for an hour. That night, she told him she'd never felt safer in her life. Desert Island hashed the surprise ceremony. On the 7th night, Yu Long surprised her. He recreated their wedding barefoot, on the beach, with just a lantern and 2 glasses of peach wine. He pulled out 2 simple bands, carved from driftwood by a local craftsman, and said, "We've said our vows in front of the world. But I want to say them again, just for you." And under the stars, they exchanged promises once more. This time with no cameras. No crowd. Just the ocean as witness. Baby bottle a private celebration 4-3. One moment, in particular, melted the hearts of everyone who saw the leaked clip. Yu Long is seen kneeling before Mai Mai's belly, kissing it softly and whispering, "Can you hear me in there? I'm your papa. I can't wait to hold you." Mai Mai was visibly overwhelmed, wiping tears and smiling so hard she couldn't speak. It was a moment of pure, raw love, not for fans, but for a future child who'll one day see how deeply they were wanted. Camera with flash fans react, they disappeared into love. Once the photos and footage leaked, fans lost it. They're not just on a honeymoon. They're living in a dream. This is the definition of soulmates. I can't breathe. No drama. No press. Just two people madly in love. This is rare and sacred. Some fans even started a prayer chain, wishing the couple a safe pregnancy and a joyful family journey. Returning to reality. Or something better. This morning, after 2 silent weeks, Yu Long finally posted. A simple photo, 2 footprints in the sand. A third smaller one drawn between them. The caption. "We came back changed. Not because the world saw us, but because we saw each other." Red heart #final word. This honeymoon wasn't about extravagance. It was about escape. Connection. Quiet. Love. In a world that demands noise, Yu Long and young Mai Mai chose silence, and in that silence, they found something deeper. The kind of love that doesn't need an audience. The kind of love that writes its own story, far from the cameras. And now, with a baby on the way, the story continues. But this chapter. This was their forever beginning.